There's two things that help food along. Okay, number one, gravity. If you're standing up, food's going to naturally get drawn down, for sure. Okay, and the esophagus is about 20 centimeters or so long, 20 to 25 centimeters long. So it's this long tube that actually basically just falls down here, nice and straight, and it opens into the stomach below. Okay, there's a nice little doorway right here. Okay, now the cool thing about the esophagus is that lining it, the esophagus is nothing more than a cylinder pipe of smooth muscle. This muscle here that lines it. And the cool thing about smooth muscle is it doesn't take a lot of energy to actually get it to work. I like to make the visual here of eating a giant Mr. Freeze. If you've ever eaten a Mr. Freeze popsicle sort of thing before, where you've got this long cylinder of frozen juice, and as you eat it, as it gets lower and lower down, you're taking your fingers and you're pinching the food, the slushy stuff, and you're pushing it up towards your mouth. You're dragging it. So what actually happens here, as we have our bolus, so we're actually going to make our bolus blue here. Okay, what actually ends up happening is just before, okay, so if we've got our tube here, just before, behind the bolus, the actual muscle pushes in like this, and it squeezes itself almost shut like this. And as it does this, it causes the food to get pushed down. Then later on, the actual bolus gets squeezed down a little bit more. Okay, and it pushes it further down. And it does this the whole way down the actual esophagus. And this muscle contracting, this is called peristalsis. And peristalsis is found from the esophagus all the way down to the anus. For the rest of the actual digestive system voyage, smooth muscle lines all of these organs and helps squeeze the food along. Think of it as trying to decorate a cake and you've got that icing bag full of buttercream icing and you're pushing the icing down and it's got to come out the little spout and you can make all kinds of little designs on your cake. That's the same idea. You're actually applying a force, your body unbeknownst to you. You have no idea that your body's doing this at this very moment, okay? And what it does is it helps move food along because you're not always standing up, okay? Gravity cannot always help out. So these smooth muscles help push the food through the entire digestive system. And that action is called peristalsis. Back to our digestive portion. As the bolus finishes its voyage down the actual esophagus, its first little doorway, okay, or its first little circular ring of muscle that's always closed, okay, unless food is pressing on it, then it opens, is called it's called a sphincter. You have these all over your body. Okay, and so this doorway right here is actually called your lower esophageal sphincter. And the cool thing about this sphincter is it stays closed. And it's a really good thing that it does. Because the pH of your stomach is one of the most acidic environments on the planet. Okay, it's got to have a pH of about 1 or 2. The pH of your esophagus is about a 7. Okay, and we know that pHs, every